Good evening. I want to call the Columbia County Board of Commissioners January 15th meeting to order. And I asked Commissioner Merlier to open us with an invocation.
Please bow your heads with me. Thank you, Lord, for the privilege to assemble to do the people's business today. Please be with us as we work and fill us with inspiration and energy. Help us to work as a team and bring out the best in each other and the citizens we represent. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Please stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, republic, nation, God, indivisible, justice for all.
I'll let the minutes reflect that we have a full quorum. Commissioners, you have the minutes from the previous meeting of January 2nd. For approval, I'll accept a motion to do so.
Motion to accept.
Second.
All in favor signify by raising your right hand. Johnson, are we set with the agenda?
Mr. Chairman, for your consideration, we have one item that we'd like to add as being an executive session item regarding a sale of a property. That'd be the only changes.
That would be 1B.
Yes, sir. Correct.
Well, welcome to the second meeting this year of the commission. It's my understanding that these meetings are videotaped. For any reason, I'm not sure why, you would actually want to see a copy. Probably, I guess you would be able to get it on the web. Is it? Okay, well, it'll be on our website like 2 days. Okay, super. Also, it's my understanding that we have someone from the Scouts here. Would you please stand up and tell us your name and school you go to? Oh, welcome. Father or leader? Oh, okay. Well, welcome. Thank you for being here. Under special recognition, we have a couple. We're going to talk about our 2018 Employee of the Year. And Mr. Johnson, if you want to meet me down front.
First, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, the lady that brings the mic up all the time, she does so much work behind the scenes and nobody ever knows. She's never recognized this. This is Jana Beth Wells. She's my executive assistant and works in the commission office. She's been there. Now we're going on our 7th year together, right? Eight years together. But Jana Beth was my first hire. When I got to be the county administrator, I said, I need to find an executive assistant, somebody that can help me do the county's business day to day. And he interviewed Jana Beth, and I knew from the first time I ever met her that that's who I wanted to be my assistant. And she's been doing that now for almost 8 years. But I could go on and on and on and talk about all the things she's done. But she was nominated for Employee of the Month in December, just for a couple of things that she got recognized for. I just want to just hit just real quick, really more of the personal side of it than the professional side of it, just because of the heart she has. Anytime anything happens to an employee or anything happens in our community that's kind of out of sorts or anything like that, she's the first person to run up and do something about that. We had a family that was no relation to the county or anything like that, but a family that was burned out of their home. She jumped into action and started raising money for them, started getting clothes and furniture and that. And it's just, it'd be one thing if it was one time, but I've witnessed this over my 8 years. She's probably done this a dozen times or more, with little or no recognition for whatever she does. So I'm really honored and pleased that she was chosen as the Employee of the Year. She certainly represents Columbia County well. I don't know what I would do without you, so I'm so glad that you did that. I'm so glad we can stick together. Congratulations.
What an opportunity.
I know, right?
First of all, congratulations. Employee of the Year. How about a round of applause? Yeah, it was interesting first 4 years serving in office because there was always somebody to go to. Jana Beth. The question was something that needed to be resolved or I needed to get in touch with somebody. It was always her. She always followed through. She is my executive assistant. She needs to remember that. Oh, thank you very much. So, I think you get a $250 bonus. Yeah, with 8 hours, an extra paid day off. County umbrella.
Umbrella that she's in charge of giving out.
I know that. That's part of the problem. So.
We might do something a little special.
Give her 2 umbrellas. Thank you.
Standing behind you.
Commissioner Allen is going to give the Team of the Year award, the operation of the Convergent Response Team.
Gentlemen, please come up. This is a very, very nice privilege for me. If you'd like to hold on to that, sir. I would just, I'll let you have most of the words here. I just want to say that I am very honored to be up here with these fantastic gentlemen. The OCR is the Operational Convergent Response Team. Normally, when we have a team, they have a paragraph to read about them. This is 3 pages. I will spare you all that. I will let their major talk you through that. But I will point out that they talked about 2 of the things they did, being the active shooter incident scenario that they experienced and the interstate pileup incident. These people are the point of the spear for the Columbia County Sheriff's Department, and lead of the elite for that department is saying a lot. Again, congratulations to all of y'all, to all the other first responders that are active participants. We appreciate everything all of y'all do very much. Three.
Thank you. As Commissioner Allen said, this was a team put together for Operation Convergent Response, and what that was is scenario-based, realistic scenarios where innovative technology could come in that you could come view innovative technology solutions to real-life crisis scenarios. Like he mentioned, you had a active shooter scenario that we participated in, interstate car or pileup, where a large tractor-trailer tanker exploded, and there were numerous injuries and stuff. There was also hurricane, flooding situations and stuff, and technology was brought down there to show public safety managers from across the county how they could benefit using these innovative solutions. So what we did is we put a team together of the best of Columbia County to go down there to show these technologies at work. So you were able to come down there as a public safety manager, see the technologies actually work by those who use them and make them work. So what we have is a team of sheriff's office personnel, fire personnel, fleet services, EMA, and information technology all came together to make this a success. But what they did down there is what they do for Columbia County every day, and that's what makes it great. They work hard every day as a team and represent all the Columbia County employees working together as a team to make Columbia County what it is. We recently at the Sheriff's Office got some numbers back from last year's crime and traffic numbers. We are lower again this year in crime and traffic, and that's a huge part in this kind of collaboration, working together. Traffic accidents, you can contribute those to all the road construction projects that have finished up. That again is to this team working together, strong leadership by the administrator and his deputies, the support of the commission, sheriff, all working together, teamed up with great employees. And as the administrator there has found the acronym, coined the acronym of PRIDE, that's what they displayed. These are great employees that displayed pride, professionalism, respect, integrity, dedication, and excellence was on display down there as it is here every day. So strong leadership and the commitment of the great employees in Columbia County, one hell of a team, and I'd like to congratulate them for that. Thank you.
I think that might not be a bad idea. We'll start all the way down here with this gentleman.
Michael Blanchard, the Director of Technology Services.
Kai, working IT, desktop technician.
Brett Willis, Fire Services.
Andy Leonza, EMA.
Mike Holberton, Fire Services.
Wayne Allen, Fire Services.
Eric Jesse, Sheriff's Office.
Rick Cirillo, Sheriff's Office.
Joe Baker, Sheriff's Office.
Ryan King, Sheriff's Office.
Yes, we got to get a photo now, but thank y'all all again so much.
Turn sideways.
Back.
In my haste, I may have blown by the point that if you'd like to speak to this board, there are forms that you can fill out. And Patrice here. So far, I think we have one person scheduled to speak for, and that's all, correct? Okay, Commissioners, you have the consent agenda in front of you. Each one of these items has been through the proper committee and received the 3 votes to go on a consent agenda, which means we vote now with 1 vote, and they will all pass. Is there a motion to do so?
So move, sir.
Second.
All in favor signify by raising your right hand. All opposed? Carries. On the debate agenda, we're going to go to Commissioner Malier.
I have several motions from the Development and Engineering Services Committee from this past session. Go ahead. All right.
Rock and fire.
I make a motion. No. I make a motion to approve the rezoning request for tax map 078C 511 from R3 to S1 for a woodworking and storage building, subject to the conditions enumerated in the January 3rd Planning Commission report.
Second.
I believe this is Mr. Pelkey putting out.
Yes.
Discussion. All in favor signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Good.
All right. I make a motion to approve the rezoning request for tax map 035B parcel 069 from RA to R1 for proposed single-family homes subject to the conditions enumerated in the January 3rd Planning Commission report.
Second.
I believe this is for a new subdivision. Any questions?
Just for clarification's sake, I think
035B parcel 069.
It is correct in the
staff recommendation,
The
but
staff
not on the
recommendation.
motion sheet.
Let me read that again. Can I withdraw the first one and correct it?
Absolutely.
I make a motion to approve the rezoning request for tax map 039 parcel 060G, 169.16 acres, from RA to R1 for proposed single-family homes subject to the conditions enumerated in the January 3rd Planning Commission report. Thank you, Mr. Strickland.
Is there a second?
second again.
Discussion? Yes, I have some questions, Mr. Commissioner, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Ivey, are you here? I have a few questions for you, if you don't mind. State your name, please. And
Mark Ivy, 730 Stonecrest Lane, Appling, Georgia.
okay, thank you, sir. Mr. Ivey, I worked with you before, and I'm proud of your work. When I was in the Planning Commission, I voted for every single one of your projects, but it's not without asking some questions. I live as the crow flies 1 mile from this site, so I'm very familiar with it. Looking at the plat, several of the lots are less than 1.5 acre, 33 lots are less than 1.3 acres, and 39 are 1.3 to 2.1 acres. And there are 6 that are only 0.9 acres, which is 40,000 square feet, the minimum required for R1. So with all of these lots, are some of the lots going to be at risk, you think, for trying to handle gray water, septic, without sewer service?
County ordinance allows R1 lots to be 40,000 square feet with septic tanks. Our next task, once zoning is approved, is we will go suitable there. We've already done a preliminary survey, and heavy gray line that you see on this drawing is the soil mapped out as being unsuitable. Our next task, we don't want to spend the money. Task would cost us about $25,000. Drawing that you're looking at, drawing may not be the final layout. We've got to come back once we complete.
All right. Now, if something doesn't perk out, is it going to, and it drops off, what's going to happen to that acreage?
Be incorporated into another. As we work through this, if we lose lots and we I'd not do it all.
All right.
Or at least our initial survey.
This is in the Vision 2035 plan. This is part of the rural neighborhoods area. You're aware of that, and the lot size requirements. I have a question about the builders. How many builders are going to be involved in this project?
We don't know for sure yet. It'll be anywhere from 1 to 4.
Have they been identified yet?
Started identifying them.
All right, and you have commission from it. There's a lot of blast activity out there. When somebody buys a home out there, they're going to be told about that blast activity. And is the construction going to be reflective of this concern?
What changes do I need to make in construction to handle? Already houses that live all around the quarry already. Blasting occurring. My knowledge, there's no structural damage. Houses to accommodate.
Some of my neighbors have complained about wells, casings collapsing, broken windows, that sort of thing. And some people are right next to the Vulcan Quarry, as I am.
A couple of houses out there, everybody we've built for. Hey, you hear it from
All right.
I have a question. I think you said that if the lots didn't work out or whatever, y'all still may not close. But was that correct or whatever is? I know it's subject to this zone and approval.
Correct.
But if you get the zoning, do you feel pretty comfortable at going forward, or where does that put us in giving a zoning that you may not, want to carry through, and we've already rezoned the property?
kind of a catch-22. Can't move ahead without you rezoning the property. If I'm going to close on it, I've done the soil work and know that property would be rezoned. If it doesn't work as an R1, then it's going to get lots by somebody. It wouldn't be.
Didn't we do something in the past where if it didn't close or something, it reverts back? Or would that be something that may be willing to amend your motion, that if it didn't close, that
In a year?
Is that a good time frame for you?
Fine.
You, Mark?
I don't have any problem with that at all.
If you don't mind, I'd kind of like to see that, because just throwing it out there and we not know who's going forward, or not that that matters or whatever, but I think there's a lot of concerns in this area, and I think I would like to know of the person that would be standing behind and moving forward with the subdivision with me, making a vote to approve it. So
what y'all are asking for is just that the motion would be, they would have to close within a year on the property?
Amend the existing motion.
That you close with
stipulation.
All right.
That it would start construction within a year, or close
Close
within
on the
a year?
property.
close on the property.
Read the whole?
No. You just have to amend your motion.
Okay, well, I'm in the motion to include the stipulation that if it does not close within 1 year from today, that it reverts back to RA.
I second that amendment.
Got that, Ms. Crawley?
I have one more thing. As I mentioned before, I honor your work, and I'd like to see you keep the bar up. 40,000 square feet is a minimum standard. I'd really like to see you approach the 1.5 minimum, which is the average in the area. We're a county of excellence. I don't want to become the county of minimum standards. It's a reflective of that. I challenge you. I would like to see that happen, but the commission's going to decide what it will.
Any
Thank you,
other
Mr. Chairman.
discussion or debate?
I have one question, Mr. Ivy. If there were property owners adjacent to this development that really just didn't want to see another house, would you be willing to sell a lot to an adjacent property owner for them to keep as green space to never build on, or would that mess up your vision
If they
for
would like to
the?
buy a lot, they're welcome to buy a lot. We are in conversation with one try to grant him property.
But you would be willing to let somebody purchase a lot with no intention to build on it, so that's not an issue. And be part of the homeowners association. Understandable.
Any other discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I got one thing I asked Mark. I just noticed it, and it's the first time I've seen it. I think I know why you did it, but you indicate a private road here. You're accessing 3 lots. I know this is a conceptual plan. I'm not saying that you can't do that, obviously, but I would encourage you to try to figure out a way to not do that. We're having a hard time with private roads. And I understand you're not trying to cul-de-sac it, and it's probably going to be more like a driveway and it eats into your lot, but you're very creative.
Our issue is by the time we build a county road,
Right.
lots, we have to private road to make lots.
Is there a way, you would set up the HOA as the developer on the project. Is there a way for you to set aside funding going forward for the maintenance of that county road? I mean, that private road?
Try to do on all our HOAs. If you look, the way I set these up is private roads also kind of
Right.
why we,
Okay.
have comments, and understand this is just.
I understand, yeah. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other comments or questions? There's a motion on the floor. All in favor signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries.
Moving on.
Please.
I make a motion to approve the variance to section 90-53, list of lot and structure requirements for tax map 035B069 in order to construct an addition to the existing house.
Second.
Got a bell? Any debate? This is just the addition to a house up in Keg Creek, I believe, and I read
Yes.
in the paperwork that the Corps is okay with the coming right to the property line. Right. Any discussion? Debate? All in favor signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carried.
Lastly, I make a motion to approve the first reading of ordinance number 19-01, deleting Chapter 22, Article 1, Section 22-143D, qualification of business license. This will be the first reading.
Sure. Johnson, will you explain that in the digest version of what we're passing?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. This is the qualifications for business license. This was an additional ordinance that we put into place to help combat some issues that we had outside the occupational tax. You can't revoke an occupational tax. But the business license is actually working good for us. One of the things we had in place, though, was that you had to have a registered agent that lived within Columbia County. We found that that may be a little too stringent, and we decided to follow the state code instead and amended that one section. Mr. Locker, anything else we amended? I believe that was the only item.
Completed that section requiring the registered agent in the county. State law already lays it out. They must.
Right. So there are no other changes.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor signify by raising your right hand.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Any legal matters?
No legal matters tonight.
Request for review by the committee. That one on the agenda. Any public comments? Commissioner comments? We have a couple of executive session items. If y'all are okay with it, we'll review them in open session.
Yes, please.
Maybe go to you, Commissioner
I
Miller.
got more motions.
Absolutely. Lucky you.
I've been busy. I make a motion to approve $500 to the heirs of Walter B. Sullivan, care of Charles Sullivan, parcel 35, $100,000 to Anthony L. Garnett, parcel 37, $10,810 to River Chase Community Association, Inc., parcel 154, $2,100 to Melody V. Pitts, parcel 163, and $600 to Melody V. Pitts, parcel 165, to obtain right-of-way and/or easements for State Route 28 Ferries Ferry Road Widening Project. I do want to say that I live in River Chase, and I'm a member of the Community Association, and full disclosure there.
Second.
So how many more?
151.
51. All in favor signify by raising your right hand. Opposed, like sign. Motion carries.
I have one more, Mr. Chairman. I make a motion to accept the sealed bid from Whispering Pines of Evans LLC, tax map 059367 and 05951B in the amount of $131,000 for the funds already spent on the design and construction of the Clanton Road relocation.
Second.
Doctor, will you explain this? Reader's Digest version?
Yes, sir. We have, on Clanton Road, county recently purchased full new right-of-way to upgrade that road from a dirt road to a paved road. We have not started that construction. The road did kind of curve into some land that is surrounded by land that Maybaum owns. Maybaum actually relocated the road onto our new right-of-way. They paid full design fees, full construction fees. Commission has voted to abandon the old portion of the road. Also approved us going out to bid. We received one bid in the amount of the $131,000 already spent by Maybaum, and staff is recommend that approval.
Questions? All in favor signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, like sign. Motion carries. I believe that takes us to the end. Is there anything else we need to do? Mark. Vote. Mark, is there anything else you need to say?
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
All in favor signify by raising your right hand. We are adjourned. 28 minutes.
I get to drive to Atlanta.
Have a very poor trend going here.